Great, and yeah, I agree. And I think we've talked a lot about the credit use case specifically here, but when this starts to pick up on the merchant side and on the consumer side, what are some other kind of innovative use cases of embedded finance that you're seeing in places where we do start to have these payments rails in place? Eslam, and then you.
Well, I think a lot of interesting things have been said, and I think we need to go back to basics, right? At the end of the day, we talk a lot about cashless societies, and we talk a lot about financial inclusion and all that, and that's great from a strategic point of view. But Joe blogs on the street doesn't necessarily wake up in the morning. He or she says, I hope I pray to God that I'm financially included or that I'm living in a cashless society, right? At the end of the day, you got to show them what's in it for them, right? And that's the role of these great companies and these great founders, right? Because how do you get, driving acceptance, there's two ways to do it. It's either you do a push, right, through regulators and what have you, and you pour millions of dollars to build the infrastructure, or you start to think creatively and reinvent the existing business models, right? We've been living with the payments business model for 50, 60 years now, and it's time to reimagine it. And I think that's what M-Pesa have done successfully, right? And I think one of the interesting things from a case study perspective that I've heard about M-Pesa was that they started, when they first initiated this, they were used to a merchant-funded model, right? That actually became a consumer-funded model, where the merchants started to actually make money on the back of transactions. So guess what happens, right? Suddenly you move from becoming a cost center for the merchant, right, to become a revenue center. So you turn every merchant into an agent. So every visit, the merchant will tell those consumers, please pay me with mobile money as opposed to cash, because I actually make money on the transaction. So I'm just giving this as an example, as a way of reimagining business models, and I think